Hi, welcome to another episode of Instigator of Change. I'm Josh Blumenthal. So far in this series I've talked about insight into personal development, but I want to take an opportunity to relate that to something a bit more topical. On May 1st, 2011, Osama bin Laden, arguably one of the greatest threats to world peace, was killed by US forces in Pakistan. Now I didn't read about this in the news. I actually learned about it the following morning when I went onto Facebook and read a post by a friend criticizing the celebratory reaction of several Americans to the news of his passing. I then watched over the next day and a half as social networking sites lit up with quotes, both real and fake, attributed to great speakers, preaching not to celebrate death or destroy old hate with new hate. But in that idea of not using hate to eliminate hate, I believe it's important to remember that everyone reacts to death differently. Some people do it quietly, some cry, some laugh, and some celebrate life. I hear about the children who were sitting in that classroom with President Bush when he first found out about the 9/11 attacks. I watched parents speak about that fateful day when they kissed their children goodbye, never to see them again. And I read about a man at an American flight school who unknowingly trained terrorists how to fly planes. And I wonder, how do these people feel at a time like this? But I do not judge them, and I do not judge their reactions. I do not personally revel in one man's death, but the world is better off without some men. Tragedy is often a time when people can come together and lean on one another. And I will say that in the last 10 years, every child born has grown up in a time without peace. And that is a true tragedy. It is now up to us to take this moment and come together as a country. To criticize another's feelings only perpetuates a war of words back home. And as so many have uttered, we cannot destroy hate with more hate. We can no longer continue to raise a new generation with hate, and fear, and blame. But this moment will pass, as they all do. And will this world ever go back to the way it was? Sometimes it feels like it's been so long that I forget whether we ever had peace amongst ourselves. I think about protests and movements and civil wars, and I wonder if we ever got along. But whether we did or whether we didn't, that moment is past. Today is what we have, and tomorrow is where we go from here. And so today, tomorrow, and the day after, may we not celebrate a man's death, or even the drawing down of a decade-long war, but let us celebrate that we are still alive. And no matter our differences of opinion, only together can we uplift ourselves and each other for generations to come. Much love.